Fractions are one of the foundation topics in mathematics. If you are struggling with fractions, everything appears difficult. Algebra becomes harder. Geometry appears difficult. Even simple equations become a huge problem. But if you master fractions, everything gets easier. So let's master them today. I am Engineer Maths. In this class, we're going to answer this question: what is a fraction? We'll talk about the types of fractions and their examples. Then we're going to look at the addition and subtraction of fractions. We'll also talk about some common mistakes students make that make them lose marks during exams. Then I will leave you with some practice questions. So let's go into it. What is a fraction? A fraction is a part of something. For instance, assuming you have 4 pens and a friend, a classmate of yours, had none. So you gave him 1 pen. What you gave to him is a fraction because you are giving him 1 out of 4 pens. So you are giving your friend a fraction of your pen. And what is left with you is also a fraction because you now have 3 out of 4 pens that you had. Or let's say you have a loaf of bread and you decided to share your bread with 2 of your friends. So you cut your bread into 3 equal parts. What you give to each of your friends is 1/3. That is another fraction. So we see fraction all around us every day. 5/8, 9/11, 13/20. All these are fractions. So far, you would have noticed that a fraction has 2 parts: the number at the top, the numerator, and the number at the bottom, which is the denominator. So every fraction has these 2 parts: the numerator, which is the number at the top, and the denominator, which is the number at the bottom. Now let's talk about types of fractions. There are 3 types of fractions. The first one is the proper fraction. In this type of fractions, the numerator, the number at the top, is smaller or lesser than the denominator. I repeat, in this type of fraction, the number at the top, which is the numerator, is always smaller or lesser than the denominators. For example, 3/4 is a proper fraction. Why? The numerator is smaller than the denominator. 2/5 is another proper fraction. You know why? The numerator is smaller than the denominator. 7/9 and let's say 11/23. All of these are proper fractions. You know the reason now. The numerator is lesser than the denominator. Now let's look at improper fraction. This time, the numerator, that is the number at the top, is greater or bigger than the denominator. An example of an improper fraction is 5/3. 5/3 is an improper fraction. Why? The numerator is greater than or bigger than the denominator. We have 9/4, another improper fraction. You know the reason. 11/7 is an improper fraction, and 13/8 is another improper fraction. This brings us to the third type of fractions, call mixed fractions or numbers. How do we recognize this? A mixed fraction or a mixed number is a combination of a whole number and a fraction. Fraction like 2, 3 over 4. We have a whole number 2 and we have a fraction 3 over 4. We also have 1 over 2, a whole number 1 and a fraction 1 over 2. We also have 3, 2 over 5 is another mixed fraction. In another video, we are going to look at conversion from mixed fractions to improper fraction and vice versa. So, having discussed the types of fractions and we have seen example, now let's talk about addition and subtraction of fraction. When adding or subtracting fractions, the first thing you want to keep in mind is the denominators. You want to check out if the denominators are the same or not. This is a typical case of addition of fraction. Remember, the first thing to put in mind is check out the denominators. Are they the same? 2 over 7, the denominator is 7. 3 over 7, the denominator is 7. So the denominators are the same. When the denominators are the same, we stick with that denominator. So we have 2 over 7 plus 3 over 7. Because the denominators are the same, we are going to take one of them. So we retain our denominator. Now we only have to add the numerators, the numbers at the top, that is 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3. Therefore, we have 5 over 7. Simple, right? Let's look at another example. We have 2 over 11 plus 3 over 11 plus 4 over 11. Remember, the denominators are the same. So we have 2 over 11 here, 3 over 11 here, 4 over 11 here. When the denominators are the same, we don't have much to do. We only have to add the numerators. So we say 2 over 11 plus 3 over 11 plus 4 over 11. It's equal to, we retain the denominator because it is the same all through, and we add the numerators. 2 plus 3 plus 4. That gives us 2 plus 3, 5 plus 4, 9. 9 over 11. Quite easily done, right? Now let's look at an example that involves subtraction. Okay, 5 over 8 minus 2 over 8. How do we go? Remember, the denominators are the same. The denominators are the same. So what do? We stick to the denominator, 8. Now, instead of adding this time, because we are dealing with subtraction, we say 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 leaves us with 3, and we have 8 as the denominator. And that is it. When the denominators are the same, the addition or subtraction of fractions is a straightforward procedure. What about when the denominators are not the same? Let's go there. Now, this is a case where the denominators are not the same. Remember, when the denominators were the same, we stick to the denominators. But in this case, the denominators are not the same. So the first step here is to look for the LCM of the denominators. Since we have 2 and 3 here as the denominators, we look for their LCM. The LCM of 2 and 3 is equal to 6. If you are wondering how we got 6 as the LCM, let me know in the comment section. So I will make another video where I will break down LCM for you. So let's move on. Now that we know the LCM of 2 and 3 to be 6, what do? We say 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 is equal to, now we take the LCM. The shortcut is we look for the multiples of 2. What are those numbers that 2 can divide? 2 can divide 2, yes. 2 can divide 4. 2 can divide 6 without a remainder. 2 can divide 8. 2 can divide 10, and 2 can divide 12. These are the multiples of 2. What about 3? Let's look at the multiples of 3. Those numbers that 3 can divide without a remainder. The first one is 3. The next one is 6. The next one will be 9. Can you tell me the next one? 12. And the next one here will be 15, and so on. So all these numbers you see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, they are multiples of 2. And these other numbers, 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15, they are multiples of 3. Looking at these multiples of 2 and comparing them to the multiples of 3, we see that they have some common multiples. For instance, 6 is a multiple of 2, and 6 is also a multiple of 3. We'll still have 12 being a multiple of 2, and 12 is also a multiple of 3. We have two common multiples, 6 and 6, 12 and 12, but 12 is greater than 6, and we're talking about lowest common multiple. So 6 is the lowest multiple here, hence we have 6 as our new denominator. So the next step is, do we add the numerators the way we did when the denominators were the same? No. To get 6, what did we do? We say it was 2 times 3 that gave us 6. Because 2 times 3 give us 6, we use that same 3 to multiply the number, the numerator, the number at the top. So 3 times 1 will give us 3. Okay, let's make it this way. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Hence, we say 3 times 1 to give us this 3. Now, coming here, we say 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So 3 times 2 is 6. We use this 2 to multiply this one to give us 2. Now, we add them up. 5 over 6. This is a bit tricky, but once you get it right, you've got it right. Now let's see how example 5 will help us do that. Now let's do this. Remember, the denominators are not the same, so the process is the same as the previous example, where we need to find the LCM of the denominators. Why are we doing that? Because they are not the same. 5 is different from 4. Therefore, we don't stick with the denominators. We look for their LCM. The LCM of 5 and 4 is equal to 20. For a shortcut, remember, this is a shortcut. Let's see how we get the LCM. So let's see the LCM of 5 and 4 using the shortcut. What are the multiples of 5? 5 times 1 will give us 5. 5 times 2 will give us 10. 5 times 3 will give us 15. 5 times 4 will give us 20. Now let's talk about 4. What are the multiples of 4? 4 times 1 will give us 4. 4 times 2 will give us 8. 4 times 3 will give us 12. 4 times 4 will give us 16. 4 times 5 will give us 20. I'm already seeing the lowest common multiple. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. So 20 is the lowest common multiple. Like I said earlier, if you want a detailed video on the LCM of 4 and 5 or 5 and 4, you put it in the comment section and I will do that. So let's move on. Now that we know the LCM of 5 and 4, we say 2 over 5 plus 1 over 4 is equal to, we pick the LCM. Now we need to multiply the number above 5, the numerator. Why do we do that? Because to get 20, we said 5 times 4 to get 20. So we use that same 4 to multiply these two. So we have 8. 2 times that 4 will give us 8. Similarly, to get this LCM, we did 4 times 5 to get 20. So this 5 that we used to multiply 4 to get 20, we use the same 5 to multiply this 1 to get 5. So 5 times 1 will be 5. Now we can add the numerators, and that gives us 8 plus 5 is 13 over 20. Simple, right? This is a similar problem to the one we just tackled. The denominators are not the same. Now you already know what to do first. Look for the LCM of the denominators. The LCM of 4 and 2 is equal to 4. I don't need to show you how we get this, right? But let me just do that. The multiples of 4 times 1 will give us 4. 4 times 2 will give us 8. 4 times 3 will give us 12. Let's stop there. Let's go to 2. What are the multiples of 2? 2 times 1 will give us 2. 2 times 2 will give us 4. 2 times 3 will give us 6. I have to stop. Why? Because I've already seen the lowest common multiple. I have 4 here and I have 4 here, so the LCM is 4. So we say 3 over 4 minus 1 over 2 is equal to, we pick the LCM 4. How do we get 4? How do we get this 4? 4 times 1. So this 1 we multiply 3 to give us 3 minus, how did we get this 4? The multiples of 2. How do we get this 4? We say 2 times 2. So this 2 we multiply this 1. 2 times 1 will give us 2. So we now have 3 minus 2, and our final answer will be 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 over 4. Now let's talk about common mistakes to watch out for. You don't add the numerator, the denominators. For instance, if you have 1 over 2 plus 3 over 5, many students do the mistake of adding the numerators. 1 plus 3, 4. 2 plus 5, 7. That is wrong. Remember, when the denominators are not the same, you don't add them. Even when they are the same, you don't add them. Also, you don't do this. You don't say 1 over 5 plus 2 over 5. Many students will say 1 plus 2 is 3 and 5 plus 5 is 10. That's wrong. So watch out for the denominators. When they are the same, you pick one. You stick to the denominator. When they are different, you look for their LCM and you add the numerators or you subtract the numerators as the case may be. And that is it. 3 types of fractions. Addition and subtraction of fractions mastered. In the next video, we will tackle multiplication and division of fractions. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. If this helped you, drop a comment and let me know. I am Engineer Maths. I will see you in the next video. But I promise giving you some practice questions. And here they are. Go on. Put your answers in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video.